into the wealth track, man. Let's get into the wealth track, man. So, and it's not a long one. She just said something that was cool, and she was on a song with Kanye. She said that. She said, anybody with some money should invest now. Done deal. It wasn't even hard. She ain't went crazy. She ain't get us a damn, thank you, ma'am. I'm getting down, basement. You remember that version of Nicki? I'm getting down, basement. I'm making money, bank. When they would say something like that, like, I'm rich, Buffett. Y'all, you remember that version of Nicki? Y'all remember that version of Nicki? Like when she used to say stuff like that? Like, it's going down, basement. Y'all remember that version of her when she used to talk like that? I'm pretty, Barbie. You know what she... I'm going up, heaven. Y'all remember that version of Nicki? Like, she ran a game when she was doing that. I was like, wait, that's, what the? Like, you know, I'm wearing all black, robbery. All white, cocaine. I'm trying to be chill. All right, so check it, man. She said, anybody with some money should invest now. That's dope. Here's what I want us to understand. Your money will always work harder than you if you put it in position to. When I look at these rappers and I look at these athletes and I look at them, it's kind of hard for me in my mind to grasp how you can blow $100 million, $50 million, $60 million. But I get it. You're taking care of everybody, but you're not making a proper investment. I sat down yesterday with an private equity guy. Me and my guy, we sat down, I just met him in first class, and we were talking, and he said, man, I be having athletes come to me. His fund is worth $1.something billion. And he was like, Trap, you need to really get into this private equity. It's a game changer for you. I know you love the stock market. The stock market is amazing, but you should get in private equity as well. We literally just buy business. I'm like, man, I'm cool with it. And he said, man, listen, man. He said, man, it's easy for us to work with somebody like you because you understand multiples, you understand EBITDA, so it's not really too, we may know some things that you will go look at. He said, but man, so many athletes go wrong because they invest with no knowledge. And they invest with no knowledge and just put the money out there. And I want you all to stop doing that. That's the purpose of this show, really. I make it fun. I like to laugh. I like to have fun because I really love doing this. But at the same time, I want y'all to understand that get your money, but invest it. Get your taxes, invest it. Whatever you're doing, figure out how much money you're going to leave for yourself. Nicki Minaj, man, anybody with some money should invest now. Invest in a recession right now so you trip your network. Let's go, man. So, man, our last final segment, man, is wise words from the OG, man. And if you know, you know. This is my, I love to have this portion when we talking because this allows you and I to just have that talk, to have that conversation. And tonight I want to just talk about, and I said it before, the residue of poverty. It's kind of like the stain on a glass even when you think it's clean. Like, damn, what is that stain? What is that residue I have left? Sometimes it's hard for us to move forward because we are anchored to, or we are still reaping the odor that comes with the residue of poverty. And that comes in the form of representation. That comes in the form of our circles. That comes in the form of the communication we have. And that comes in the form of the books we read. What are we letting entertain us? What are we letting influence us? We need healthy influences. Because even when you're that first generation millionaire, even when you become the architect of your family's wealth, even when you change your family's last name, I want you to understand that you've been poor or you've been middle class longer than you've been wealthy. And so there's a residue of poverty that takes time for us to overcome. There's a habit. There's a mindset. That's where the residue resides at. And the thing is, us identifying it. Me as a man that come from the streets, I still have to heal from emotional trauma. Black men, we got to heal from emotional trauma. We don't know how to express ourselves sometimes. We don't know how to love ourselves sometimes. We don't know what we worth sometimes. Black women, same thing. But a lot of that comes from the residue of poverty. A lot of us have never seen healthy relationships. We've never seen healthy marriages. We've never seen healthy friendships. And that comes from the residue of poverty. Sometimes we feel the only thing we can do is work for our money. After Black Friday, a lot of people thinking right now, how many more hours of overtime do I gotta work to get this kid the rest of their Christmas presents? What second job, what hustle, what I gotta do to come up with some money to get the rest of the Christmas presents that I said I was gonna get? That's the residue of poverty. Looking at your credit card, I maxed them out. How can I pay just enough so I can make another, so I can spend again? How can I pay that minimum balance so I can spend again? Because it's Christmas and then somebody's birthday up. How do I wind up paying $5,000 on a credit card with a $1,000 balance? How? Because I keep paying the minimum payment. That's the residue of poverty. Listen, I want to empower all of us to build wealth. That's my goal with Trapping Too. That's my goal with this network, is to speak to my people, relate to my people, and come to my people and say, no, I am you. I don't come from middle class. I didn't go to college. I didn't never do none of that. I dropped out of school. I was homeless. This is me. This is factual. I speak your language. My mama went to prison and I love her to death. My grandmother went to prison and I loved her to death. I was homeless. I was really homeless. It ain't nothing you can tell me about the struggle that I don't know. The residue of poverty. It said that, I read something that said 6 out of 10 young girls in America get sexually molested or touched. In the hood, the number went up to 7.9 out of 10. The residue of poverty. The voices that's not heard. 89% of people who live in the urban and black communities make less than $30,000 a year. The residue of poverty. How do we escape it? How do we move forward? How do we come clean? We gotta wash our money the legal way. We gotta wash our mind. We gotta see the world different. We gotta see our money different. And we gotta know that we deserve different. And that's what Wall Street looks like us now, stands for and represents. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Thank y'all for another amazing week of Trapping Tuesdays, man. This week we had maybe 1,600 people in for sure. I know we're gonna hit that 2,000 mark real soon, and then 5,000, and then 10,000, and then 100,000 we here. Do me a favor too, to drop the link, man, get the Black Friday deal. It is over at 12:01 tonight. But even more so, man, come back next week, man. Do me another favor, man, tonight. There's 1,600 of y'all in here. If y'all all download an episode of Trapping Tuesday tonight, we can skyrocket, y'all. And that's all I ask. Get the likes up. Tell somebody about the channel, man. I'm going to be consistent. We ain't going nowhere for a while. We going to be here, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week, man. Salute.